Okay, I give summary what we discussed in the last session. Last session we discussed about the Maven tool. We discussed about the Maven tool and what is Maven and Maven terminology and what is archetype and what are the terminology available in the Maven. So these are all the things we discussed in the last session. Okay, how to set up the project in our
Yes.
okay. We use the like predefined project. Last session we learned like how to develop, how to use our code, meaning on dummy project. We took one dummy project and how to set up a dummy project. We learned in the last session. Learned in the last session, right? Okay, so today let's get into the topic. Today we will go with components. Components.
Hey, Krishna.
Yes, yes, yeah, hi.
Hey, Priyanka wants to tell something to you because her laptop is not working. That's why.
Okay, okay. What she is telling, I'm not listened actually.
No, actually, her laptop is not working properly. That's why she's
Hello.
connecting in different laptop. That's why.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure.
Sir, is
Yes,
it on?
Priyanka.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, yes, hi, good morning.
Sir, in my system, it's no. Until yesterday, the author file was open, but today it's not happening, sir. It's showing white file.
Byte file meaning?
Sir, can you share my screen?
Yes, yes, you can share.
Click on. Until yesterday, it worked fine, sir. But today, yesterday onwards, it's showing like this.
Do you install JDK, right? Click on
Yes,
that.
sir.
Right click on the Java file. Right click and right click. Open with Java W. Click on that. Just once. Just once. Default tab is the Java W.
It's what happens, sir. Even after inserting pendrive, it's also showing like a white file, sir, not like a JDK folder.
Can you show me the JDK version? Which version you installed in our local
11.
JDK version? Or use command prompt. Okay, close command prompt and go to that aim folder, and in the publish folder also same issue you are facing. Go
Yes, sir.
inside.
Even after applying pendrive, inserting pendrive, also it's showing white files, sir. In that also.
So the symbol Java symbol should be displayed that there in the jar.
Yes, sir.
That is like right click on that jar. Right click. Open properties. Show more options.
Properties of what, sir?
Properties. Go inside the properties. Here open with open with
Where is
open
it?
with first one. Open with in general tab. You
Ah,
have the option there only. Properties.
properties.
In that you have type of file and open with. Go to change option. Here you can select with Java W. Come down. Choose app on your PC.
What's it?
Last option. To go to that, select that JDK like C and
Confused.
program files and Java folder. Somewhere Java folder is available. Java, Java.
It's not there. అందులోనే చూసి
Like Java, where did you install in your local?
wait. Sir, 1 second. I don't know where I have installed it. Here it is, sir. In class, outside in desktop. Data technologies. Sir, which one to select, sir?
Go to insert bin. There we have the option Java W, Java C. Select Java C. Open. Set to default.
Okay.
Okay. Now you are getting. Again go to properties. Open properties. Change. Come down. Choose your app on your PC, desktop, Java, Java, and bin folder. Click Java option you have, right? Java. Yeah, open. Set default. Okay. Apply and okay. The same thing you can do with publish also.
Okay. Okay.
Same thing you can do with author instance also.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I will share my screen. Okay, last session we discussed about the Maven tool and Maven terminology, how to set up the project in our local. So these are the things we discussed in the last session. Okay, today we'll start with the components. Components. So generally in AEM we have the total three types of components. Okay, the first one is the core components, and the second one is proxy components, and the third one is custom components. Third one is custom component. These are the three components available in AEM. Custom components. Okay, these are the three types of components. The basic question they will ask like, what is component? Could you please explain about the component? This is the basic question if you attend any interview. This is the common question, basic question they will ask like. So the component is generally component is a modular unit. It is a modular unit. Component is a modular unit and which is used to render the functionality. Okay, component is a modular unit, which is used to render the functionality. Render the functionality. Okay, And next one is, so component, you can create the component at one time. That component you can reuse multiple times. Okay, wherever the component is have the functionality, wherever the component requirement is there, you can create the component at one time, and component you can reuse. Component is the, it is the reusable. You can reuse multiple times. Reusable. Next one is, next one is, one component can hold other components also. Okay, it can contain other components also. It can contain other components also. Other components, other components also. Next, so components are developed by using, components are developed by using HTML or JSP. HTML or JSP. HTML is the HTML templating language. So this I will take one dedicated video. So I will take one session on it. JSP is the Java server page. Okay, so nowadays JSP is deprecated. Nowadays nobody is not using the JSP. So we will use the HTML, and through that we will develop the components. Okay, we will use the HTML, and then through that we will develop the components. Through that we can develop the components. So these are some the points which is about component. Component is a modular unit which is used to render the functionality. It is reusable. It can hold other components also. Components are developed by using the JSP, HTML or JSP, HTML or JSP, HTML or JSP. Okay. So normally I will show you like how the components will be and all. If you take this one, this is the component. Email and password is the one component, and sign in is the one component, and this is the footer component, and entire all the this is the login form component. This is the login form component. For example, if you see here, this is the page layout, and this is the page layout. In this page layout, header is the one component. In that header component, again we have the logo component, and search component, and navigation component. Okay, so every page, the common content which are mentioned, we will the common content is available in the header and footer components, and in the each page, our based on the business logic, we will write the content in the main page. We will write in the content in the main page. We will write content in the main page. Okay, so if you see here, this is the combination of components. Logo is the one component, search is the one component, and the navigation is the one component. All remaining components, all we are keeping again on a header component. And simply when you drag the header component on the page, so all the component will come on the page at a time. Will come on the page at a time. So similarly in footer component also same. So footer component generally we will mention our social media platforms, links and all we will mention in the footer component. So every page header and footer is the common. So content will vary from page to page. Content will vary from page to page. Okay. Okay, first we'll go with the core components. Core components meaning predefined components. So Adobe team, they provided to us some predefined components. Predefined components. With the help of predefined components also, we can make the web pages. We can make the web pages. Okay, so this is the predefined components. So by default, Adobe team, they provided to us some core components. Okay, so where you can see the core components and how to use the core components and all the information where you can see. So they provided one document. For example, if you go and any electronic shop and all, if you purchase any electronic item like that might be the fridge or anything, so they will give one user manual. In that, they will give the instructions like how to use the fridge and capacity of the fridge and every all the details will be mentioned in the user manual. So similarly, core components, Adobe is also one tool. This is the tool is belong to some others company tool. They also provided to us some user manual. There we can find out functionality of each component. Okay, so I will show you. Simply you can go to the Chrome and then you can look for the Adobe core components. Adobe core components, and then you can get the experience link. This is the document. In this document, all the our Adobe components information which are available in the document. Adobe core components. Okay, simply go through that, and where you can find or scroll down. So these all are core components. So template level components, page authoring components, and container components, form components. With the help of these components also you can make the web pages. So page component, navigation component, and breadcrumb component. For example, if you want to go through that, if you want to know about that component, simply you can go through that. And now this is the purpose of this one. So when you are using the breadcrumb component, so it will gives the page location in the content hierarchy. So where the content, the page is available, it will give the content hierarchy. It will give the content hierarchy. So similarly, we have the all other core components, bread component, and title, text component, image component. If you want to give the title, we'll go with the title component. Description, if you want to give the any description, we can go with the text component. If you want to upload the images, we will go with the image component. And button component, okay, we want any button, we'll go with the button component. Teaser component can hold all these components: text, title component, text component, image component. These are the components. Download component, list component, experience fragment, and content fragment is the component. So this will be having the session, so at the time we will discuss about the experience and content fragment. So these are the uh, components. If you go through inside the component, you can get the information about the component, what is the purpose of component, and everything you can get in that document. I'm sharing this document. I'm sharing, this is the taser component. So in that, so here see, you can get the full full information of the component. So it is using an image, title, a rich text, and linking to further content or other actions. Okay, so these many operations you can perform by using the teaser component. Teaser component. Okay, these are the components, and these component they developed by using like HTML also. So where you can find out those code base also available, like Adobe core components, and go to that, you can get the GitHub repository. So in that, for every predefined code and every predefined component, they provided the code and all. This is a GitHub repository. Simply you can go through that. You can go with GitHub. Now, for example, so this is the model structure and all. In that, you can go with bundles, code, and SRC, models and services. Click on that. Models, click that. So see, whatever the predefined components are available, all the predefined classes, they wrote some Java functionalities. They wrote some Java functionalities. Okay, for example, if I open the breadcrumb, This is the breadcrumb component, breadcrumb Java file. This Java file breadcrumb is the interface, component is the class, and they are extending component properties from there to here, from there to here. So like this is the predefined component, right? So however they develop predefined component, similarly we can create our custom components and we will write the business logic like this. Okay, however they uh, develop the core component, so similarly based on our requirement we will create our custom components like this. When you have the spare time, you guys just go through this all the documents and try to understand the code base of the core components. I'm going to that core and go with that components. Go to the models, go to the models. So these all the like component and container.java. If I open container.java, this is the code base of predefined components. Okay, similarly we will also develop our own custom components, our own custom component. So I hope about core components are the predefined components. Adobe team, they provided to us some components. So based on the requirement we will use those components and we can develop the web pages very easily. We can develop the web pages. Okay, this is all about core components. Next, when you have the spare time, so I will give these documents in the chat box. Simply you can click on the Adobe core components, so directly you can get the these URLs. You can directly can go with that. Okay, next we have the proxy components. Proxy components also called as dummy components. Dummy components. So dummy components meaning, so these components point to the core components. These components point to these these components point to core components. Point to core components. Core components. So here in this components concept, we have to understand two properties, very important properties. Those are, first property is string resource type property, string resource type property, and second one is the string resource super type property. These are the very interview perspective and very important properties. Okay, first one is the string resource type property and second one is the string resource super type property. Then what, in the interview perspective, they will ask regularly what is the difference between string resource type and string resource type property, string resource super type property. Okay, string resource type property which is used to make the relation between content node and component, content node and component. Relation meaning inheritance, relation meaning inheritance, and string resource type property which is used to make the relation between two components, two components, two components meaning one component with another, one component with another component, another component. A relation meaning inherit the properties from parent to child, parent to child. So in Java what we did generally, for example, you can assume you have the parent class, and if you want to inherit the properties from, extend the properties from parent class to child class, what we did generally, we used extends, extends keyword, right? So similarly in AEM, for example, we have the parent component, and if you want to use the parent properties to child component, then here we will use the property that is sling resource type property, sling resource super type property, sling resource super type property, sling resource super type property. I hope this is clear. Okay, so here similarly proxy is also, proxy is the some dummy component. This is dummy component only. So in this component, okay, we don't have any functionality, any logic and all. Okay, this is normal, just dummy component. This component referred to core component. In the core component have the functionality. Whenever we are using the string resource type property, then obviously it can implicitly it can inherit all the properties, whatever the properties it is having the core component. We can inherit all the properties. We can inherit all the properties. So that is all about the proxy component. That proxy component I will show you in our AEM. So I will open AEM localhost start.html and then go to CRXT. These are the components, right? Go to the components and then accordion component. Click on the accordion component and this is the properties panel, explorer panel. In the properties panel, if you see here the property, what property it is having, it is property having string resource type property, meaning this is also component. How you can say this is belong to component? When you click on that, in the properties panel, you have the JSR primary type. JSR primary type is the CQ colon component. So based on that only you can say this is belong to component. For example, I will open any other Apple and if I click on this one, now CQ dialog is the property. This is the component. No, this is the normal node only. This is the normal node. How you can say this is belong to normal node? Based on the primary type. Based on the primary type. So every node, the behavior of the node depends completely on the type. Based on the type, the node will behave. Okay, if you define with the node type as the component, then node will be act as the component. If you define with the node type as the page, then it will be act as the page. Okay, the behavior of the node completely depends on the type. Completely depends on the type. Okay, so accordion is the component. In that component, if you click on the accordion, click on the accordion and this is the component, and here they used string resource super type, meaning this is the one component. And if you go with this path, this is also one component. This is also one component. Accordion is the one core component, and we are making the relation, whatever the properties they wrote inside the accordion, where they are inheriting all the properties implicitly from there to here, from there to here. Okay, so this is the proxy component. For example, if you go with the breadcrumb also belong to a proxy component only. This is the proxy component only. Okay, so this is the actual functionality they wrote inside here, and this is the dummy component. If you see here inside dummy component, nothing is there, no files is there, only just a dummy component only. They mentioned type as the component, and they pointed to core component, whatever the functionality is available in that, so they can inherit by using this property. By using this property, very 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 important, these two, string resource type and string resource super type. String resource type, which we can make the relation between node and component, and string resource type, super type, which we can make the relation between two components, one component with another, one component with another. Okay, I hope this is clear. Like core components is the predefined components. Adobe team, they provided to us some components. So they wrote functionality and everything. They develop some component. They by default, when you are um, install the AM, by default these components are available. We can directly can use these core components. Proxy components are the dummy components. They pointed to predefined components, and to that we have the option property. With that property, you can inherit the functionalities from core component to dummy components. Now we will use the dummy components, and we can get the functionality of the core components and dummy components, core components. So this is all about core components, proxy components. Any questions in this one? Core components and proxy components. Guys, clear, right? Guys, am I audible? Oh, shit. Guys, am I audible?
Yes, it's okay now, right now. Some network issue, I think.
Yeah, network is suddenly my Wi-Fi is not. So now I
Okay,
connect.
okay. It's okay.
So where we are, I'm sharing my screen. So guys,
That's Lingo.
core components and proxy components. Core components and proxy components. Like I didn't observe like when it got stop the Wi-Fi. So did you guys listen about core component and proxy
No,
component?
you know, explain that crew proxy component. That time it was not audible properly. That time also.
So this is clear with sling resource type and sling resource super type properties. These two are clear.
Yes, sir.
These two are clear, right?
Yes, sir.
Uh, so generally, string resource type we can make the relation between normal node and component. Okay, so that I will tell you like where we can use this one. Very important properties. And second one is the sling resource super type properties. We can make the relation with the two components. Okay, proxy is the just a dummy component, and in that we won't write any functionalities and all. So we will write the some functionalities and all in core component. and we can inherit all the functionalities available in the core components by using the string resource supertype property. String resource supertype property. This is clear, right?
Yes.
So I
Yes, sir.
showed you some examples like breadcrumb component, accordion component. So based on the properties, if you go on the properties panel, you can get the clarity. Like based on the type, the component can behave. Okay, if you mention the colon type component, then the component will behave like as the component. If you mention the folder node type as the folder, then the node will be behave like as the folder only. If you mention like colon page, then the node will behave like as the page. So based on the type, the node will work. Okay. Okay, fine. Next, we'll see like how to create custom component. How to create custom component, we'll see. So generally, this is these two are belong to core components, and now we'll see how to create the custom component. So generally, custom component you can create in two ways. So first we will go with one way, and then later we'll see in second way. Okay, so first step is we have to follow. I will tell you in the stepwise. You can get the better understanding. So first step we can create the node. Can create the node and give the name. The name node name can give. For example, in my case, if I will give the some component name, some that is Hindu details like that. Hindu Times of India, anything. Create node and mention type. Mention as type as this CQ colon component. CQ colon component. Type is mandatory. Type is mandatory. And the second step is node name and the file name should be the same. File name should be same. File name should be same. And third one is component properties. Component properties. So whenever you are writing the component, so it need two mandatory properties. That is one is the JSON title and the second one is component group. These two are mandatory properties. Component component group. This is the mandatory. These two are mandatory properties. And next one, fourth one is component child nodes. Component child nodes. Okay, in the child nodes category, we have the colon dialog. So these are the mandatory steps while creating the component you need to follow. We need to follow. Okay, so first one is the create node and mention the node name and mention the type also. Mention the type. Next, node name and file name should be the same, and extension file name should be the same, and extension with .html. Extension with .html. .html. Next, component properties. JSON title and component group. These two are mandatory. Next, child nodes is the semicolon dialog. Okay, so this I will create one component and then I will show you. The node name can mention anything, not only like that. You can based on requirement relevant name you can give. Like I will go to the crxte. So generally you can create the component by using the crxte. You can go with that. Go to crxte. Go to the component folder. So generally components are available under apps. Open apps. So inside demo is our project. So last session we deployed one project in our aim, right? So that is the project. Okay, you can go to that demo project, and inside demo project we have the client libraries folder, components, I18, OISA configurations. Go inside components, and so here I want to create the component. Here I want to create the component. So these predefined components. So by default, you can have some components. Those are belong to predefined components. Okay, so in my case I want to create my own custom component. Right click on the components, go to the components, over the components, right click, create node, create node, and here you can give any name you can give, node name you can give anything. For example, I am giving Times of India, the newspaper will be having, so I am giving Hindu, I am taking Hindu. Type should be CQ component, CQ colon component. This is the type. Type is the mandatory. Click on the type and click OK. Click OK. So the node with the type CQ component got created. Okay. And the next step is create file. Create file. And node name and file name should be the same. Node name is the Hindu and file name also Hindu dot uh, extension is HTML. Extension is HTML. Hindu dot HTML. Okay, click on that. Click on that. So two steps is done. First step is node created, and second step is file name and node name should be the same. Should be the same. Guys, please go in mute. Two files is completed, and third one is component properties. Component properties. Component properties. Simply go to the properties panel. Here you can add two properties. The two properties are JCR title and JSR title. JSR title is the property which is used to call the component on the page. So here I am giving Hindu. Okay, Hindu. I am giving, and the component. This is the component. This is the JSR title. Okay, similarly you can add the component group also. So component group, this is the hello world is the predefined component. I'm using the existing component group. So simply I am copying the component group from existing component and I am paste here. I'm pasting here. So component group which is used to categorize our components. For example, in our project might be having uh, like 20. I'm categorizing like we are providing the component we can categorize like this, like some 40 components are belong to payment related, and 40 components are belong to some educational related components, and 40 components are belong to some uh, hospital or medical related components. So how you can categorize? We can categorize by using the component group. We can categorize component group. Okay, what will happen if you not mention the component group? So component, if you not mention the component group, so the component by default it will go to the general folder. So it will display on the general. Okay, so you have to go to the general and you have to allow the component. Okay, if you not mention the component, that is also we can use the component on the page, but the component is available in the general section. General section, you have to allow there itself. Okay, now these two are the mandatory properties: JSON title and component group. JSON title and component group. Okay, every time, so if you made any changes on the CRXE, every time you have to save. Every time Control S. Every time here we have the option save all. Save all. Okay, and refresh the page. Now click go to there, and with that we're done with the three steps. Node created, file name created, file created, and third one we gave properties, component properties, and next one is a dialog. So dialog we can create from the scratch. From as of now, what I will do.
Sir, this article cannot be listened.
Oh, sorry. Anyone is asking me doubt? Okay. Guys, am I audible?
Now it's clear, sir.
That's clear.
Guys, if middle, if you face any issue, immediately let me know. Okay. And now am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So for creating the custom component, these steps are mandatory, and this step we done, this is done, and third one is also done. Fourth one is the CQ colon dialog. So CQ colon dialog, I will go to the CRHDE, and this is my component. If I reload my CRHDE, and I will go with my component, Hindu component, and then in my Hindu component there is no CQ dialog. Now, as of now, what I will do, I will copy existing dialog from the hello world. So this is the hello world. Hello world is the predefined component the Adobe team they provided to us. If I go with that, this is the CQ dialog which is present in the hello world. If I open, so CQ dialog completely we will develop the scratch. So this is the developer
Sir,
responsibility.
your voice is not clear, sir.
Not clear.
Presentation also lagging, sir.
Current. Yes, am I audible right now? Can you please cross check once again?
No, sir, same problem, sir.
No, sir, same.
So, so here Wi-Fi issue actually. Connect once again. I will rejoin once again. Generator available. Guys, am I audible right now? Can you please cross check once again?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
It
it's
is
audible.
clear now.
Okay. Okay, fine. We are discussing about the component creation, custom component creation. These are the mandatory steps you have to follow, guys, whenever you are creating the component. And so, in the interview perspective, many questions they will ask. Okay, for example, how they will ask the questions on the interview perspective. For example, you created the component, but the component is not coming on the page. So, what might be the issue? So, these kind of questions they will ask. Okay, so make sure these are the steps. So, we're done with 3 steps. So, again, I will go to the component, and as of now, I am I'm copy existing component, existing dialog. So, what you can do, you can two options you can copy. You can copy from here and directly you can copy from here also. Okay, and I'm going to the hindu.com. I'm going to Hindu node and paste the node there itself. Paste the node there itself. Okay, save the file, and you can go with any page. We can go with any page. You can go with any page. Localhost 4502 and sites console and a demo project. Demo is project. You can go with the demo project. Go with any page. You can create your own pages also. Okay, you can go with go with en page and edit the page. Go down. So here the components you can add in 2 ways. One is this is the placeholder, through that you can add the component, and second one you can go to the component section. You can here you can look for the component, and you can look for the component. The component, our component is the hindu.com, right? Hindu. So Hindu, and you can drag and drop. This is the one way to drag the components, or directly this is the second way. Second way, what how you can do, simply go on that, and then you can now get the Hindu component option, and then simply you can click on that. Simply can click on the Hindu component. Hindu component, the component has added 2 times. This is the actual component. Okay, so I will write some dummy text message here. Hindu.com, for example, here I will write some message which is like data coming from the hindu.com, Hindu component. Some dummy message I wrote in .html, and whatever the I would say the message I wrote inside, so that message should be displayed on en page. Refresh the page and go there, and your content will be added. So when you click on this one, you will get the dialog. This is the dialog, right? So this dialog, so as of now we copied and pasted from existing. So this is the, we need to develop from the scratch. So this is the developer responsibility. This is the developer responsibility to create the dialog from the scratch. Dialog from the scratch. So far what we did generally, we already the dialog is existed, presented predefined one. So we use the predefined one. Okay, so that is not a correct way. This dialog you have to develop from the scratch. This is the developer responsibility. Okay, fine. This is clear, guys. As of now is clear, like how to create the component, and currently I use the existing dialog. As of now is clear, or anyone has any doubts? If you okay clear with this,
Sir,
I will go with
sir,
create the dialog
hello.
from scratch. Yes, yes.
Sir, uh, in the demo project, when we edit the page,
Hmm.
there is no components. It's showing there is no components. Only blank
Okay.
page is coming.
blank page is coming. Meaning blank mean
Sign. Yeah, in the site, then go to site,
generally
please.
when you
Yes, sir.
open the aim.html, go to
Yes,
the
sir.
sites console.
Yes,
You
sir.
will
Yes,
get
sir.
the product like this, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Demo is the product. Under the demo, we have the hierarchy pages. US page under the US
Yeah,
page
yeah.
and then here.
Yes, sir.
If you click on the thumbnail and then you can
Yeah.
have the options. Click on the
Yes,
edit
sir.
option and you can get the this one.
Yeah, that page is not coming, sir, for us.
This page is not coming, meaning your aim instance is not opened properly. In that case, what you can
Oh,
do, you can go with your aim folder and
okay.
go to author folder. You can delete quick start, delete quick
Okay,
start,
sir.
and again
Okay.
double click on the dot jar and the
Okay,
quick
sir.
start again it will be created and then
Okay.
go to am sites and then open. So the content should be
Okay, sir.
like this. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So as of now is clear. Anyone have any doubts, guys? Any queries? Anyone?
Yes, sir.
Clear, sir.
This is clear, right? This is clear.
Yes, sir.
So dialogue, what we did generally, already the dialogue is existing, and we use that existing one. But that is not a good. That is not a good one. The dialogue we need to develop from the scratch. Dialogue we need to develop from the scratch. So how to create the dialogue and all? How to? I will show you how to create dialogue. How to create dialogue. So the thing is, I will go to the component and Hindu. I reload my Hindu component. Go to that. This is the CQ dialog. CQ dialog. So this one I will remove this one. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Now I will remove CQ dialog. Click on that. Delete that node. And now you have to create a CQ dialog from the scratch. How you can create? Simply click on the create node, and in node name you should mention CQ colon dialog. CQ colon dialog. So the name structure we have to follow the name like this only. Okay. CQ colon dialog and click on OK. Okay. So what I created this is the normal node only. This is the normal node only. Type is unstructured. This is the normal node only. Okay. This normal node, now I will show you. If I go to my page, reload my page, content is coming. This content is coming based on the HTML file. If I click on the dialog, nothing is coming. If I click on the dialog, nothing is coming. But I need to I need to develop. So this is the hello world. If I click on the hello world, if I click on the hello world dialog, so you can get the hello world dialog. Simply you can refresh the page. Hello world. Click on the hello world. This is the dialog. So this dialog you need to develop from the scratch. Okay, in my case, when I click on the dialog, nothing is coming. Nothing is coming. So this dialog we need to develop from the scratch. Okay. So the first thing is one node has created. Okay, this node have we will use the string resource type property and the basic functionality like string resource type property string resource type. So the spelling everything is matters, and here you can use the predefined components. The predefined components obviously they are available. Predefined components and everything are available inside the libraries folder, libs folder, that is called libraries. Can go to the libraries. This is the libraries. Go to the libraries and then CQ and go to CQ and then GUI components, go inside, next authoring and authoring. This is the dialog. Click on that. Guys, can you please see here the type of this one? Dialog type is the component. This is the component and this one is the node. This component have some functionalities, some predefined functionalities they wrote. Okay, so I want to use those functionalities. How can I use? So simply I can use those functionalities by using string resource type. By using string resource type. Now I can save the path and I can add this property and save all. Save all. Now I will go to my page, reload, refresh the page, and click on that. Click on configure option. Now the basic dialog is coming. How the basic dialog is coming? So where so for normally if you want to pop up this dialog, you need to write some CSS and JavaScript, right? So that CSS JavaScript they already written in the predefined component. Okay, so we are not writing anything from the scratch already, which the Adobe people they already written this basic level CSS and JavaScript, and directly we are using that one. How we are using? I created one normal node. This normal node I am making relation with dialog is the core component. So this is the property importance of the property. String resource type is the property. With that we are inheriting the properties from core component to node. This is the normal node. Normal node. Okay. So that is like if you want to make the relation between node and component, then we can use string resource type. We can use string resource type. Okay. So this is clear, right? Next, whenever you are creating the dialog, so the first three nodes are mandatory. First, this is the CQ colon dialog. This is the mandatory node, and after that, you can create node, and here you can mention content node, and this is type is also unstructured. Click on that and save. This is the content node. Here also you can mention string resource type. String resource type, what you can mention. So simply can go with dialog, everything, all predefined components are available inside the libraries. Now CQ, I will go with, here we have the CQ granite option. Go with granite option, granite folder, and inside granite UI components, coral foundation. Next, somewhere you can have the fixed columns. Fixed columns meaning our content will be come in the column wise. Okay, you can copy the path from there, from granite to fixed columns. So simply you can go with add the property, add the property, and add the property, save all, and now go to your page. So this is the previous result. Now I added content fixed columns, and I reload my page. If I click on my dialog, and if you see how it is coming, if you see how it is coming, okay. Now similarly, so CQ dialog node is the mandatory. Next content node is the mandatory, and under the content node, the mandatory node is items node. Item node is also mandatory. Items node is also mandatory. Click on that. Click on that. Save all. These three nodes are mandatory for whenever you are creating the dialog. These three nodes are mandatory. So after that, based on our requirement, we will create the dialog based on our requirement. For example, if I open the hello world component, and this is the predefined component, how they are designed? They are designed CQ dialog content Next, items. Under the items we have the columns and items, and they took like this. They took like this. So I don't want like this. I want like under these items I want to create the text fields. So directly you can create. These three are the only mandatory. After that, based on the requirement, we can create our based on our requirement. Okay. So now I will directly I will go to create node. Here I would like to take some text field, and then click on OK. And so here when I click on that, so the same dialog will come. Same dialog will come. Okay, same dialog will come. This is the normal node. Now I need to map this normal node with a predefined component. Can go with the predefined one. Fixed columns. In that we have the option foundation, and go to the forms folder. Inside the forms folder we have the, so these all we will use. Okay, checkbox, color field, date picker, file upload, multi-field, number field, password, all we will use. Text area or text field. Okay, anything you can use. Text area meaning it will display the more lines. Text field meaning it will display single line. So this is the path, and you can copy this one. Now if you see here, this is the text field. Inside they wrote some JSP code and some JSP code. This is the component. Again, this component is mapped with this field component. This field component. Okay, whenever you are using, so implicitly the data is coming from this component and from this component. Okay, like that. So simply we can go with, now here I am adding string resource type property, that is text field. Simply can add, click on add, save, and now we can reload. Go to your component hindu.com. Now you can see here some box is coming. How the box is coming? This is already predefined functionality. For this, normally if you want this box, we need to write CSS, right? CSS, we need to write CSS. This CSS, everything they already written in predefined component. So simply we are using that one. Simply we are using that one. For example, if I want one more field, now what I do, simply I will create, go inside over the items, and create node, and mention I would say description or anything, text description. Some if you mention article description or and all, I will mention article description. Article description. Okay, type is that one, and type here you can change with, instead of field you can change with area. Click on save. You can go with that. Go with that page. Reload the page. Reload the page. Now you can see. Go to the dialog, and you can see the difference. Now you are getting two. One is the text area. This is the text field, and this is the text area. Text area which is only single line, and here we have the multiple lines. Here we have the multiple lines. Like that, we have the fields, and you can number field, and path browser, path field, radio group, and select. These all the options we can use. These are all the options you can use. Checkbox, color field, date picker, whatever you want, you can use. So for example, I will show you some of them. For example, if you want to upload the image and if you want to read the anything, uh, if you want to upload the image, if you want to select the date, you can give anything. For example, text field is the node. Now if I author the any text here, like data from text field, okay, click on that. So that data is not coming on the page. The data is not coming on the page. So we need to read the data. Whenever the data we authored in the dialog, the data should be displayed on the page. How you can do? So simply you can go with that. What we can do here, you can add the property that is name property. You can add the property that is the name property. I'm adding the name property name, and here you can mention dot forward slash. We can mention uh, text. Add that one. Click on save and go to HTML file. Go to HTML file, and here what you can do, we will use the sightly language, HTML language, and with that we can read the data. Properties. I can say properties dot variable name. Whatever the variable name you give there, the variable name we are reading. Text and control save. Now we can go to the page, reload the page, reload the page. Now go to the side toggle panel, content tree, click on the dialog. Now here you can give the data, some data, and click on that. The data is coming. The data is coming. Okay. So here one more important point is, so Sling is the framework. Sling has the one default behavior. What is the default behavior is, whenever you are adding the component on the page, okay, Sling by default it will create the hierarchy in the content node. For example, I author the dialog. If I click on the dialog, so I author some data. When I author the data will be stored in the content node. Content node. So the generally the component is available in the UI apps, but when I open content and demo my project is the demo. Next demo and US. If I go with the article, the page information, all the information will be stored in the JSR content. Now en page, open JSR content, root, container. This is the Hindu component. So who will generate this hierarchy? Sling framework. Okay, Sling framework by default behavior is it can generate this hierarchy. Whatever the components you are adding on the page, based on the component, it will generate this hierarchy. All the data, all our data will be stored here in format of nodes. In the format of nodes, this is the node and text. The data, whatever the data we author in the dialog, the data will be stored here. This is the value, and this is the key value pairs. Key value pairs. This is the Sling by default behavior. This one, when you author the dialog, and immediately the Sling it will generate the content hierarchy. It will generate a content hierarchy. When you author the data, the data will be stored here. For example, if you author any other one, like some other data like article Hindu article, and click on that and you can go with that and reload the page. Now it will be stored with Hindu article. Hindu article. The dynamic values we are storing, we are keeping inside this container, and we are reading. This is the similar to variable. Okay, whatever the values we are adding the dynamically, those values we are keeping inside the this container, and we are reading that values. We are reading that values by using cyclic language. This is the cyclic expression. Go to the components. Go to the components. This is the variable. We are reading the variable. This is the cyclic expression. This is the cyclic expression. Okay. So I will show you the dialog properties by using the PPT. So these are the components: text field, text area, path field, path browser, checkbox, select, number field, date picker, multi-field, hidden, and I would say next field set. Field set. Text area meaning only single line. Text field meaning only single line. Text area meaning multiple lines. Path field and path browser both are same. I would say if you want to upload the images and all, you can go with the path field. For example, I will show you that one. Now I will take a dialog and then create one node. Create one node. Article image. Mention article image. Article image. Click on OK. Save that one and add sync resource type property. Sync resource type property. Go to the libraries, Granite folder, and UI components, Coral, foundation. Next form. In that we have the path field or path browser. You can take with the path browser. Path field. If I take the path field, you can copy this path and go our component, add the path here and click on OK. Save, and here you can add the name also, name, and here you can add the variable name also, like the variable name I am giving image. I am giving image. Click on that and save. And here, so in HTML, if you want to read the image, so directly we cannot read the image directly, right? So here we need to use the image. So here in our case also we need to read the, we need to, we should give the image tag, and we can mention src equal to, here inside we can mention with our expression, slightly expression, like properties dot image, the variable name image, and like that image tag you can close, image tag you can close. Okay, save the file, go to your page, reload the page, click on that, Here you can give the image path if you have any images. Content, assets, demo. I don't have any images, so this is the default image. I'm using the default image and click on that. Now can get the image, demo, content demo, and JPG. Click on that, refresh the page, and you can check in the preview mode. You can check in the preview mode, and meaning go to your component. Image tag, you can check the image tag. This is the sightly expression you should use. Go to your page, reload the page. Now the image is coming. Okay, so like that we can create the dialog from the scratch. So similarly, what you guys will do, we can use all these properties. Multi-field I will tell you, and remaining fields like you can try with the text field, text area, path field, path browser. These both are same. Anyone you can use, but both functionalities is the fine. Meaning if you want to give the specific path, you can give. We will go with the path field, and images and all we will go with the path browser, and path field also we can upload. We can use the images and all. Checkbox. If you want a checkbox like a tick mark like that, we will go with the checkbox. Select is the drop down. Next, a number field. If you want numbers, then we will go with the number field. Next, date picker. Now today what your assignment is, you can create the dialog from the scratch by using the text field, text area, and next one is path field, path browser. Anyone among those two, you can use anyone. Next, checkbox. Select drop down also I will tell you. Number field, date picker. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, and 6. These 6 you can use, and you can design the dialog and create the component. In that we can use these 6 uh, nodes, and then you can create the dialog, and we can author the some content on the dialogues. These nodes, that content will be displayed on the page. This is the overall scenario. Any question anyone in this scenario, guys? Any question anyone?
No, sir.
Guys, clear everybody? Any
Yes,
questions?
sir. Clear. Clear, sir.
So please do the assignment with 6 fields, and read the data from the dynamically, and the data should be displayed on the page. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's it, guys. So I'm winding the session. We'll catch up in the tomorrow session. Please do the assignment and share and code.
Sir, build-up is failure, sir.
Share your names.
For me, build-up setup is failure, sir.
Where you are facing the issue?
I will I will share my screen.
Yeah, sure. Guys, can you please share your names on the chat box?
Is it visible, sir?
Yes, visible.
Here, sir.
Scroll up. Scroll up. One second. Little scroll up. Little bit scroll up. Little bit. Scroll up. Completely scroll up. Did you fix the groovy error? Did you
No,
fix the
sir.
groovier or not? Not.
No, not.
Fix the groovier. I told you already, right?
Okay.
Fix the groovier, and this project is not successfully installed. And delete this project, and
Hmm.
again fix the groovier, and again you can do from scratch.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sir,
Yes, sir. Yeah. Hi, sir.
yeah, even I too got
Yeah.
build
Please
failure.
share your screen.
Yes.
Yes, assignments is mandatory. Okay. When you are joining the class, you have to revise what we discussed so far. Like you have to revise all the topics every day. Connection refused meaning, and you have to open AIM instance. Then only you can able to do the deployment.
AEM instance, right, sir?
You should open AIM instance and then do the deployment. Connection refused meaning you are not open the AIM instance. Open AIM instance and do deployment. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Next, other anyone? Okay. Okay, guys. So that's it. Thank you. We'll catch up tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Hello.